Hello, everybody. It is another night for your favorite podcast to listen to when all your other real favorites are not playing. Post to Post with your hosts, the Brothers of Discussion. Oh, yeah. It's me, Grayson, along with my brother Will. How's it going, Will?
It's going, man. I'm sitting here in the car, parked outside of the Airbnb in Charleston, South Carolina right now. It's very balmy.
Classy as always, hanging outside of the crack den. But with that said, we do want to say we have a very special guest today. It is our dear friend, the one and only Chapel. Praise him. Bow to it. We are not worthy.
Oh, thank you. What an introduction.
I was going to say, the damn Carolina bad boy, our first Legends contract member. After West, back.
For sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He's back. And better than ever.
It's always a pleasure to be on here with you guys. I love conversing with y'all about pro wrestling. So I'm very excited about this.
It's always a good time. Man, if you didn't fucking work so much, we'd try to get you on all the fucking time. But
I understand.
You know, I mean, the real question is, once you just quit your job so you can join this unpaying podcast gig.
Exactly. Join us. It's
man, I
totally
have to give up money for happiness. Oh, shit.
Welcome to capitalism.
Right. Oh, man.
Just learn to turn your tears into cash and you'll be fine.
It'll get you through the day.
Just start an OnlyFans.
Right.
Gentlemen, let's talk about some wrestling.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. So, let's just go ahead and start with our main vice as of right now, AEW.
Oh, yeah.
Truly haven't heard any super big rumors or any new news as of late. It still seems like there's a lot of will they, won't they with some people coming and going. I think Aleister Black is still one of the big rumor mill guys.
Yeah.
Also, on top of that, you've got I'll put this in now just because, you know, he's one of everyone's big. I want him to show up there. Apparently, like, there's still some iffiness with Zelina Vega and whether she's going to keep rolling with WWE too, because he posted something and then she responded to his post with a thinking emoji.
Right.
Well, she's not actually signed. It came out she never signed anything, so it's not even rolling with him. She's just been there, you know. Sometimes that happens.
Yeah, so who knows? Maybe she'll dip to dip if he gets scooped up somewhere else.
Well, who knows? I mean, you know, right now I think there's a lot of people who think that that's who Andrade's secret is.
It could be Zelina Vega because, Andrade dropping that thing Friday night on Dynamite, I was like, that's a spicy meatball there, El Idolo.
Right.
What do you have in that enchilada of surprise?
There's just so many better varieties for these people to work better matches, even though still, I mean, AEW still can't, they're nipping at WWE's heels, so to speak, but they're not really beating WWE. No, they're not going to. You know what I mean? This is going to take a lot of trial and error. It's going to take a lot of, you know, securing those fans who are sick and tired of seeing the same old monotonous bullcrap every week, and not seeing at least some quality wrestling. Now, I'm not saying AEW always has quality wrestling. That's not true. I've seen some really shitty matches, but I have seen a lot of great matches. I've seen a lot of things that entertain me and keep me wanting to watch this show. So, you know, that's what keeps me there, because I'm so sick and tired of a 3-hour show with 20 minutes of wrestling and like the worst promos in history. I mean, you know, at least AEW treats it like pro wrestling and lets people promo. I mean, we can say all we want about Kenny Omega being one of the greatest wrestlers there's ever been. I think he's a shit promo. I'm sorry.
He's getting better. I'm going to give him. He's getting better, but yeah, he's not amazing by any means.
He can feed off of Don Callis better, which I think is why Don is there, because Don is such a good promo. He's always been a good promo.
Yeah.
For as long as I can remember, and so I think that dynamic works for Kenny when in cutting promos. I don't know if it makes him feel more comfortable. I don't know. I'm just, the way I see it, it's been the most entertaining Kenny Omega I've seen in a while. Just promo-wise. Work-wise, I got no problems with his work because I love watching Kenny Omega work. And so, but I've always had a problem with his promos. Unless it's in Japanese for some reason. Does it just...
That's because he's fluent in Japanese, and having lived there for so damn long, honestly, I think he's more nuanced to cut a promo in Japanese than he is in English.
Right. And I don't think that crosses over well with American audiences, the way he cuts a promo here.
Yeah. I can get that. Now, let's talk about Dynamite from last week. Other than, jumping into the thick of it and talking about El Idolo and possibly, like, what were we saying, Zelina Vega being his surprise. One, super stoked they got him. But two, let's circle back to the beginning. That fucking opening match, the MMA cage fight. God damn.
It had its problems.
It
honestly could have been worse, but I also thought they did some really cool spots in it.
Yeah, there were some cool spots for sure.
Yeah, but
yeah. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, what can they do? I mean, Wardlow's not a trained MMA guy. Can you imagine? I would think that they spend all day working on stuff. You know what I mean? Jake Hager probably showed him shit just really quick. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm just taking a wild guess. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I would say you're probably not far off from that. I mean, that event right there just because of the full setup and the different style ring was recorded way before the rest of the show. Way after.
Oh, but yeah, for sure.
My qualm with it is I've seen better stage punches that looked more like MMA punches in regular matches than what they were throwing.
Right.
Every fucking punch looked like they were fucking swinging through a pool of water. Like, it was just like... I was like, it was so slow. I mean, when they were doing the grappling and stuff, it looked good, but, it was a straight-up wrestling show. It was the slowest-paced MMA match ever. I mean, they tried to play it up like Hager's toying with it, but, I mean, no, it was just, we got to make this a wrestling match and not actually, let anyone get hurt.
Right, for sure. Even though I like where he grabbed Hager's leg and threw the straight punch. I thought that was a really cool spot.
Oh, yeah, the little kind of open palm chest punch where he knocked it down.
Yeah, that's what he did, yeah. I thought that was a really cool spot, and I thought they worked some of the ground game stuff looking pretty good, but yeah, the punches were terrible.
Yeah, the ground and pound had its moments. Like, towards the end, it started to look really good.
Right.
The first few times they did, it was just like...
Right, yeah.
It was up until, like, it got its, like, footing towards the end of that match, it was a rough watch. I secretly, I did enjoy Wardlow's Superman punch off the chains.
Right.
That looked pretty okay. Seeing Wardlow go wrestling style, doing big man stuff. He tried to set up for his weirdo, like, F10 or whatever the fuck he calls it. He had Hager up in that fireman's carry. It was a gimmick match that was not great, but at the same time, it served its purpose. And honestly, Hager got tagged at least one time pretty well on that right side, because at the end, his right eye and cheek was a little puffy.
Right.
So he definitely got tagged at least once.
I think he could take it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if I was in that situation, I would want it to look snug. That's I recently went to a local wrestling event recently this past Saturday, and there's guys there. Like I was always taught to make certain things look snug. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And when I don't see that bothers me so bad. Because, it's like, yeah, okay. Kayfabe may be over. You know what I'm saying? But, people are in on it. But at the same time, the whole idea is to still try to suspend, your belief in all this.
Exactly. You should still be able to stage fight, basically. Even if the character's net in kayfabe is completely obvious, the stage fighting should look good enough to where it's believable.
For sure. There's certain things that are supposed to be stiff. They're supposed to be. But, you can be stiff and still take care of the guy you're in the ring with. And stiff may be too harsh of a term. I mean, that's why I say snug. You can be a little snug. And it doesn't come off malicious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We're tight, not so loose that you can see all the gaps in delivery. But
I see so many cool high spots with some of these guys, and this show had a lot of gimmick matches. Almost every match was a gimmick match. So I don't know the story, so I can't say anything. Maybe this is all build up to whatever gimmick match they had, but. It really come off like late 90s, early 2000s wrestling, pro wrestling. So,
yeah.
But it was still entertaining and whatnot. But I just, like just getting into it, not knowing any storylines. I'm just like, why is this a gimmick match? Why is this a gimmick match? Why is this a gimmick match? Is this a special occasion? For somebody like me, I was, it all seems like. I don't like to see a whole show of nothing but gimmick matches.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the detriments for AEW. They rely too heavily on gimmick matches.
Gimmicks, yeah. And but it's there. I guess there's a niche audience for it, just like it is for the people who like just high spot wrestling.
It's true.
So I get it. But anyways, I just had to throw that out there. I don't know why. I just gripe about local pro wrestling.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
But anyways, AEW.
I'm trying to think of the next match on the card. I feel like it was actually the big tag match with Penta, Kingston, and
Penta, Eddie Kingston, huh?
Frankie Kazarian. That's right.
Frankie Kazarian. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Frankie's new his video in the. I guess you can't call it a Titantron, but whatever you call it, screen.
His entrance package.
Entrance package. Yeah.
There we go. So, I mean, it's a video package, and it's for his entrance, so it's his entrance package.
Right.
Yeah. It works. It's nice. I'm glad that they're sticking to SCU being done. I mean, I can't say that I'm not a little sad. I'm not going to hear this is the worst town we've ever been in anymore.
I'm sure it'll make a comeback at some point.
At some point, once Scorpio Sky goes face again, it'll probably happen. But until then, Kaz, honestly, right now, Kaz is basically Moxley. Not just because that's the part he's playing in the match, but if you saw him a week or so ago on Dynamite when he ran in, he had the fucking military cargo style pants on, the mock style hoodie. He's got the fucking 5 o'clock shadow grown in, and he was going after like everybody brawler style. I was just like, Kaz, are you Wish John Moxley now?
It's like Moxley, but a little smoother, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's too smooth to be Moxley.
Exactly. But, I mean, it looks damn good.
It looks good, yeah. It's not that it don't look good.
I like the new aggressive edge he's got going. But them going against the Good Brothers and Matt Jackson, it was an enjoyable time. I mean, you knew they weren't going to win, but it was definitely enough to where, for me, I was legit pulling for them the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, my old Bullet Club boys, I love them, but they told a good enough story where I was rooting for the Penta and company.
Right. I always gotta root for Penta, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he still has the nastiest looking pile drivers on the planet.
Oh yeah. As someone who has done a cradle pile driver to somebody, yeah, his is one of the best.
Yeah, even watching it, he does it so stiff looking, but if you watch close, like, he's got that head cradled in thighs just so. But it looks like he straight drops them on their dome every time.
Oh yeah, that finish was just so ridiculous. I thought I'm so it's so I knew it was coming. Everybody knew it was coming.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's just too you know it's going to be there. You know, and I'm so sick and tired of the spray.
I know it. It's the cheese of the spray has run its course. I know it's kind of like a knockoff, more expensive version of the ice packs from New Japan.
Right.
But I'm just like, come on, guys, do something else. It's starting to get tired.
I'm sick and tired of seeing Brandon being the way he is. I like the whole what his gimmick was. If they had just let it go, and they had to drag him along with them. And I'm like, what does that do for Brandon? It does nothing for Brandon.
No, it does nothing for Brandon Cutler, but I do enjoy young boy Cutler. Secretly. I do.
Oh, shit.
If it gets to the point where young boy Cutler gets good.
Right.
And like when he comes out of this situation a better wrestler, it'll make more sense. But I don't think they're thinking that sort of like deep, long game with this. Right. It's just a gimmick character, more or less.
Oh, yeah. More or less. And that's what sucks because, I mean, Brandon he's really talented. For, him and Peter Avalon, I mean, when they finally had that their big finale match, I was thoroughly entertained and for both of those guys, but I was like, it's time for Brandon to kind of go above what they've been doing to him for the past year and a half, and then
get him some damn shine.
Yeah, give him some shine, and then all of a sudden they just fucking jerk the rug out from underneath him, basically.
It's true. It's true.
I hate it.
Yep. I'm hoping that he is able to parlay this angle into something. They really need to do something to really work that young boy thing, other than just making him the sacrificial lamb in some of these triple tags, etc., and just throwing him in front of them as a comedic prop.
Just throwing him to fools every time.
Yeah, that's what it's been like every time lately, and I'm just like, come on, you gotta give him the rub a little bit, otherwise it makes no sense for him to be a young boy.
Yeah,
that's what you're going for.
Well, I mean, it is the long con. I'm sure it's coming at some point, but right now it's just like I'm just like, this has run its course. I'm done. But I am digging them with the Good Brothers and shit. I really dig all that. It's been entertaining and fun and kind of nostalgic for the old Bullet Club fans and stuff.
Now, speaking of the Good Brothers, just this past week, I did see a post on New Japan's website or Instagram that the Good Brothers are going to be on it, like strong here pretty soon.
Nice.
So I'm just like, is this the build-up to where we see the old Bullet Club go against the new Bullet Club? What's going on?
Well, I mean, right now, all this communication is open between all these other professional wrestling companies because of what Vince is. He is a titan. That company is a titan. And how else are you going to even give him any real competition besides uniting together and giving fans shit that they can't see anywhere else because they're not going to see it against a WWE wrestler. But
no, I mean they're going to get all the dream matches from the subsidiary companies than that they could ever want, really, other than ones that involve actual WWE talent.
Exactly.
And, I'm fucking for it because I've already seen some good ones. Yeah,
that's a fact. And I always was like, when the Good Brothers got let go from WWE, and I was like, I can't believe AEW didn't snatch them up. Well, they might as well have, because they're on AEW all the time.
Yeah, I mean, they were initially going to be AEW's first crew, but WWE re-signed them.
Oh yeah,
and then fucked them. But Grayson, because of all this crossover shit, was it this past Saturday that there was that show in South Carolina with a lot of the New Japan people?
Charlotte.
Oh, Charlotte. Okay.
Well, it's Charlotte, but it's Charlotte. It's PWX. It's a Charlotte. It's a Charlotte company, but they do things on the border, so technically it would be South Carolina.
Okay.
But they also have their own place in South Charlotte that I never got to go to, but they also do stuff right around Concord, Concord, that I did go to. But yeah, I think the only person truly from New Japan that was Finjuice.
Yeah, I feel like I saw someone else on that card that you sent, but Finjuice is the one that stood out most. I was like, holy shit. Oh no, Chase Owens was there.
Yeah, he's been there before. When I went one time, he was a dude who just showed up and attacked Storm from behind.
Yeah, but I think he was like booked for a match on that card that I remember seeing. But that was just this past Saturday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
If I'd been able to make that, I would have definitely loved to, but that just was not in the cards. Damn the timing of it all. But I need to get Chase Owens so that I can slowly start building up my Bullet Club autograph belt. We've got so many members. I need some more.
Right.
But I don't fucking live in Florida where goddamn everybody is, apparently.
It's like the Wild West down there, and everybody wants to be there for some reason.
I don't know why. Florida fucking sucks. I want nothing to do with Florida man and the humidity that goes along with it. So, I might go back down there to hit Star Wars Disney.
Yeah, that's it.
And if there's a wrestling show that I can catch while I'm there, cool. Might make it happen. But fucking Florida for the sake of Florida, nope. Not going to do it. Kenta, fucking GOD, the ones that live down there, you guys need to come up here where it's more sensible and less Florida. and let me meet you and get some autographs. Well, I've already met GOD, so they don't count. I'd just like to see them again. They're nice guys. But I need some Kenta. I need some Jay White autographs. I need some Chase Owens autographs. Shit like that. AJ, the Good Brothers, etc. and so on. I need some of these autographs to get that full Bullet Club ride. I don't know if I'll go so far as to chase down weird Bullet Club members like Cody Hall and fucking Jeff Jarrett, shit like that. But
I want Jeff Jarrett's autograph. I like Jeff. I've been listening to that podcast. It's been great.
I mean, I might, but I mean, I'm going for core Bullet Club, not
understand, but
Yeah. But yeah, me and Grayson both, we've got quite a Bullet Club collection on our belts, which we're gonna definitely strut in with this weekend because we're gonna look tough. Because we're the fucking champs.
Yep.
So much energy, I love it. All right, so Here's one of the things, because we just talked about the Penta and Bucks match and how, it's some of the same shit we've seen before, but it's still good.
Yeah.
The big thing that, for me, from Friday night, was one of the big things was the promo with Adam Page and the Dark Order, where he accepts the challenge for the match next in a week or so.
Right.
Against Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yeah. Big old Will Hobbs.
Will Hobbs? He has so much promise. If they put him with fucking Mark Henry, it'll be gold.
Oh wow! Can you imagine? Holy shit!
Yeah, I like me and Grace have been talking about that for a couple of weeks now since Mark Henry showed up, really, and I'm just like, that's a golden pairing. It is, but anyway, I digress. The way that Page was talking with the Dark Order sounds like he's straight up in the Dark Order now.
Yeah, I mean, he's in all the BTE segments with them. Every time there's a Being the Elite dropped each week, he's in every little segment. They come out with him all the time. So it's like, you know, are they grooming him to be the leader of the Dark Order, or is there something else going on here, and there's going to be some twist because, you know, he broke their hearts that one time, you know.
I know. I mean, they could easily be the way for them to fucking turn heel again and stab him in the back, but at the same time, I don't see them turning heel for a while.
Right.
I don't, because one, they're still doing too much of the comedic stuff. John Silver is still deep into Johnny Hungy territory.
I love it.
I know.
He's so entertaining both on the shows and on the Being the Elite episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, I just recently watched the most recent one, and I was almost in tears laughing at John Silver. He's fucking fantastic. So anything that guy does, I'm down for. Do what?
He's a magic little man.
He is a magic little man. I mean, his mannerisms are so fucking hilarious.
I know. He is ridiculous.
I mean, you know, nothing else can be said. John Silver's great. He's got a bright future in this business, for sure.
Agreed. But yeah, I'm waiting to see what happens. I'm just wondering when it's going to be official, because like Page was even speaking of the Dark Order as a group, like instead of, you know, his old ways of skirting around it. He was actually mentioning it as me and the Dark Order, et cetera, this time. I was just like, that sounds a little more committal, sir. Have you committed to a new friend group?
Well, he's been drinking a lot here lately.
Well, I mean, he's been drinking a lot for the past 2 years. So, I don't know how much I can blame on the booze. That turned out pretty well. I have high hopes for Kenny and Jungle Boy's match next week. Or this week, rather.
I think that'll be really interesting.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Kenny can work with anybody. Jungle Boy has tons of potential, even though some people just don't like him.
I don't know why. He's got everything. He's got looks. He's not the best promo yet, but I still see potential there in the future.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's definitely entertainment's in his blood. So, and he puts on exciting matches, no matter whether he wins or loses. I've never not been entertained by a Jungle Boy match. Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, you know.
Jungle Boy, Jack Perry. And Kenny calling him Jungle Jack this week.
Yeah.
What other, like, I'm trying to think of other standout matches. I mean, it was a decent Dynamite. It wasn't one of those, oh my God, it's one of the best episodes I've seen in a while. It was just, you know, all around just a good episode. But it definitely had some issues. One, I am liking Peter Avalon's weird little faction.
Yeah. That has been interesting for sure.
2, Orange Cassidy always puts on a damn good show. That sounds like you're not sold on the.
I'm not. I'm sorry. I do not worship at the shrine of Orange Cassidy. I think he is a good worker here. It's not that he's not a good worker. The character's just not over with me. I mean, it's fun, but I don't see it in the main event status. I just don't. I don't see him as a main event.
I totally get it. I do. But at the same time, in terms of marketing, where they're going to make money,
right?
He's a money maker, so they're going to put him in front of people.
And it's just the era that we live in, and it's not my thing. But I mean, I can't say that I've not been entertained or that I've not seen him be able to work a good match, because I have. So I can't shit on him on any of those. I'm just not down with it. It's not. Yeah. I mean, it's entertaining, but like I said, I like the whole Chris Jericho stuff. I mean, that really put him over, beating Chris that way, and I just didn't. I was like, man, I mean, he really just made Chris look like a bitch, and I never did like that either. But Chris can make anybody look like, $1 million. So
he can. I like Orange Cassidy. I think he's still better suited for the niche, like mid-card or opener matches to really get you hyped.
Yeah.
But, I won't lie and say that I don't enjoy seeing him in the main event picture. I don't think he's ever supposed to be going after a major title. No.
I mean,
that right there makes no sense. The triple threat between him, Pax, and Kenny, I was like, no sense. Did he do a bang-up job at that match a couple weeks ago? Fuck yeah, he did. But no.
I'm a big fan of Pac, and when it looks like he's giving Pac a run for his money, I just don't believe it. You know what I mean? I just can't get down with it, because Pac should just destroy him.
It's true. It's 100% true. But I'll tell you one thing that happened this week that I didn't think would happen in a while. I saw a damn Cody Rhodes match that didn't fucking irk me.
Oh, the tag team match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it's one thing that I've grown to despise, it's every time Cody has a match. I enjoyed the shit out of him before AEW. I truly did.
Part of me is kind of like, I don't get the whole hate for Cody. Not on your part. Like, I kind of understand where you're coming from, because you look at it differently. But some people's hate for Cody just doesn't seem like legit. I don't get it. Like, they talk about him being on the episodes too much or whatnot, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, the Young Bucks are on every episode.
Yeah, I think that
makes no sense to me. I don't feel like he even presents himself as much as the Young Bucks do, but he gets all the hate for it, and I don't get that.
I think
I do hate that he looked like Homelander at the last pay-per-view. I thought that was hilarious. If you watch The Boys, I don't know if anybody watches The Boys.
I do.
But he looked straight up like Homelander.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, with some slight adjustments, I'm glad to finally see a change in his ring time.
Right.
I mean, I was getting tired of seeing that same style tights for the past long-ass time now.
Right. Yeah.
I'm glad to see an update, and he's kept it with it. Whether it stays around much longer, don't know, but it could be something that would look good with some other colorations as well. But I think what it comes down to with that angle with the Cody hate, which, I mean, we've gone over before. For me, it's Cody likes to throw his weight around as a VP when he comes out, while the Bucks, when they're on there, they're just being the Bucks. Even though they're EVPs as well, they don't throw that side around. Cody acts like big business Cody whenever he's out. And that irks me a little bit, but really and truly, the fact that to me, I think all of that has hurt his match quality. Because it's like every Cody match has become cookie cutter.
Well, I mean, even though his match with the Go-Go wasn't bad, but it was kind of my least favorite at the pay-per-view, you know?
Yes.
I thought they did good for, you know, I was impressed because I didn't know how it would go because, you know, Go-Go's still pretty green compared to Cody.
I mean, he made a Go-Go look good, and, you know, it was definitely a good culmination for their little micro feud. I thought it was good, but it wasn't great, no.
Yeah. But then the tag team match, how that finish was pretty cool. I like that finish. That was really good. You know.
Yeah. For me, the one thing that someone needs to do, first and foremost, is to beat the shit out of Cody in a stipulation match that says that motherfucker cannot come out of the center doors ever again. To me, that's the biggest fucking ego trip there is.
Right.
I was like, he's the only person that does it. The only one. Like, if you're going to do that shit and have those center doors there, get Cody the fuck out of them. Reserve that for whoever's the champ.
Right.
Let the champ come through those doors. Make that the champion's entrance. They get all the pomp and circumstance of coming through the smoke-filled, you know, swinging doors. And all the plebes get to come out of the fucking tunnels. Cody gets to come out of the fucking middle. Fuck that shit.
There's that punk mentality.
I know. I can't. It irks me so much because, I mean, as soon as Cody's like music hits, I hit fast forward on the recording.
Oh, I hate his music so. It's like the very first few seconds of it, you're like, it catches you, and then those fucking vocals hit, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm out. Like I can't. Yeah. The singing through the nose stuff really bothers me.
Honestly, that band sucked. Like, he had them at All In, and they played during, like, that, Grayson, wasn't that weird, like, dinner reception thing at the end of the night where we were supposed to get, like, super premium, like, treatment, and it was just dog shit?
Well, I mean, look, we can't talk shit on it, okay? We showed up in the last 10 fucking minutes.
I know, but still.
So no, it wasn't dog shit. We weren't there, and we showed up at the end when it was shutting down. 2, I think so.
Fair enough. My time dilation gets to me from time to time, but yeah, he had that band play there, and we saw them play, and they fucking sucked.
Because the only reason we got there like 10, and the reason we got there 10 minutes late was we got stuck after we left the event because no Uber would show up. We waited 2 hours outside of a Buffalo Wild Wings for an Uber. Nothing would ever show up that was reasonable because they surcharged us. And then randomly we decided to do a taxi, and it was $10 fucking and cheap as fuck.
Yeah, every Uber. Like, what's funny is everyone that worked them was doing dual duty. They were working Uber and Lyft. So Lyft didn't surge price, and all the Lyft drivers shut off Lyft and flipped over to Uber, and Uber was charging $150 to $200 a ride to pick people up at All In.
Wow.
And take you back to the hotel. And we were like, fuck that. And we walked quite a ways to a random Buffalo Wild Wings, and like some Lyft drivers were showing up, and they had reasonable fares, and we were booking them, and they would never show up because they'd just be picking up Uber fares, but they never turned their Lyft thing off.
Oh, wow.
And so we were out there forever, getting progressively more pissed off. And then by happenstance, I was like, fuck, I know they were running this special with the taxi company. Let's see if it works. And sure enough, they're like, yeah, $10. We'll be there in like 30 minutes. I was like, all right, cool. They came, they picked us up, they dropped us off at the hotel, we went to the thing. Like we said, we got there at the very, very tail end of it. We were sad. We saw Conan. That was cool. The Blue Meanie. That was cool.
Nice.
They were all right there with us in the, I guess you could call it the VIP section. But, yeah. Cody's entrance music band sucks, and they're just friends with Cody.
We went around like full circle, and it still ended with his music sucks.
I know, that was the whole story. Whole story, but I mean, sometimes you got to leave those roundabout tangents in. It is what it is. But I digress. Brock Anderson looks like a fucking young Arn.
It's ridiculous. Straight up. And what a simple little ending to kind of just get him started. You know, they didn't put him over like he was a beast or anything, but they put him over like he was Arn's son.
Like he was a second generation technical wrestler.
Exactly.
It worked. It worked. I like this throwback Arn tights with the BA on them. I was like, there you go.
I mean,
good stuff.
Sooner or later he'll have to break away from that shadow, but it's going to be a damn big shadow to break away from. So I do not envy him whatsoever.
Not in the least. If he can break out from under it, good on him. At least right now he's got Cody and Dustin. I know they kind of branched out from under Dusty's shadow quite a bit. Because, I mean, if anyone casts a long shadow, it's goddamn Dusty Rhodes.
Oh, for sure.
Those two have done a good job.
Honestly, I know it's his father, but I still don't feel right about him being called the American Dream.
Oh, yeah, I mentioned
I was like, no, come on, dude.
I was just like, no, you're not allowed.
American Nightmare, for Christ's sakes, your faction is called the Nightmare Family. Please stick with your brand. You know what I mean? I don't get that. I didn't get that at all.
Just like, it was some stupid bullshit. I didn't like that at all either. It was just no. That's all I'm gonna say about it. No.
Just going on a tangent.
Yeah, I could get off on one right there too, but I'm not going to. I'm trying to think of some other standouts from the other night, and I can't.
Miro.
Oh yes. The weird ass Miro run in where I'm just like, what kind of fucking angle are you trying to work right now? Where he runs in to save Penelope.
Yeah, very odd. Very odd.
Yeah.
Best man's trying to sneak in on that, seems like.
Yeah, but it also seems like some sort of ham-fisted way they might bring in Lana too.
Ah, yes. I know it's been another rumor, you know, of course.
Because they could bring it in some weird adulterous angle. I'm just like, no, don't do that. That's so fucking...
They've already been down this road how many times?
I know. Fucking Bush League is shit. Don't do it. Leave it alone. Just let him be crazy. I like crazy Miro. Miro doesn't need any of this ties in. Cut ties with them.
Well, I totally dig this Miro. Like, this is the Miro I wanted from the beginning. Like, I was so over the best man crap. I was like, this is such a waste of this guy's talent. Yep. This guy should be a beast. Like, honestly, his match at the pay-per-view against, what was it? Crap. I know his name, but I can't think of it.
Darby?
No, Murder Hall.
No. Oh, Lance Archer.
Archer, yeah. I don't know why I couldn't think of Lance Archer's name, but they actually had a decent two big men who could really go kind of match, I thought, for the pay-per-view. And still ended it where Lance didn't come off weak, but they played off of his injury that, with his back and whatnot. And it still come off like, damn, Lance could win this. Miro could win this. Anything can happen. And I was very entertained by that. But, that Miro is at that monster level where he finally needs to be. Because he should. I mean, he looks like the TNT champion. He doesn't look like the skater punk at a Hot Topic. He looks like a champion. Which I like Darby Allin. Nothing against Darby. I actually love Darby's match.
I was gonna say, hey now.
I love
hey
Darby,
now.
But come on, we're talking Darby Allin, and then you look at Miro, and I mean, and of course that ended like it should have. But I'm sure it'll come back full circle. I mean, they've probably got big plans for Darby, for sure.
Oh yeah,
big.
In all honesty, with Darby, if he put some meat on his bones, whew,
that kid's got it for whatever reason. It really does.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. He's got that X factor. Whatever it is, he's definitely got it.
And he can sell his ass off.
No shit, and he fucking proved it in that handicap match.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, both Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky look great.
Oh yeah, and they all have the ability to make the other look like $1 million. You know what I mean? So that's it was such a perfect little match.
Yep, and I honestly was half expecting Darby to pull off some win, and when he zip-tied Ethan Page's feet together, I was like, there it is. It's going to happen.
I agree. I felt the same way, and then when Ethan grabbed him, I was like, shit.
I know. I didn't expect that at all. He jerked him out. I was like, nope, it's done. They're going to get the win. And then Ethan Page dug the fucking wire sticks out from under the ring. I was like, there we go. It's over now. And they fucking crushed it.
His version of the Razor's Edge, Outsider's Edge, whatever you want to call it, is just
Ego's Edge.
Love it. It looks great. Looks great on a worker like Darby, because Darby can put it over great. Just his frame and the way the air that he could get, and like I said, his selling, he's perfect.
He crumples better than anybody.
That's a fact.
That's one thing about Darby taking a hit. Is when he hits the ground, he fucking just crumples. And I don't know how he does.
He's so loose.
He collapses in on himself some way, somehow. But yes. Grayson, you need to watch last week's episode. I mean, granted, we've given you the full rundown. You need to watch it. It was a good time.
Yeah.
A good time.
Ooh, yeah.
There it is. His salacious Randy Savage.
Oh, yeah. Hey, baby, come with the cream of the crop. Oh, yeah.
Gotta work for that crap. Yeah.
Let me elbow drop myself into your heart. Oh, yeah. They're gonna call me the Macho King.
Let me show you my scepter.
There it is. Come on, baby, polish my scepter.
Be my queen. I'll give you a pearl necklace. Oh,
Oh boy.
Oh god.
Oh. Woo.
You're welcome.
Perfect. We got it back. All right, so like we were saying, wasn't a whole lot, truly going on. And since I'm on micro vacation inside of my vacation, didn't have a ton of news to pick up. So we'll just talk about goddamn Hell in a Cell, which sadly, none of us finished.
I didn't even watch it. I didn't even.
See, there it is. Grayson
I stopped after Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn because it was just a boring event.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
So.
I mean, as a fan of what they did in Ring of Honor, I figured they could at least pull off something.
So, okay, so it started with, I think it was Mandy Rose and Natalya with Dana Brooke and Tamina in the corners. Pretty much talk shit about Mandy Rose and how she doesn't deserve to be in the wrestling ring or something like that. And then she fucking loses. It's like, okay, well, way to solidify a point. Might as well just fire her too. Then, it was the Bayley and Belair match. And that was boring as fuck.
Upkeep time.
Yeah, Bayley and Belair was a new match, semi. So, That's fine.
Semi-new. I mean,
But-
they already kind of did something a while back, though.
Not that I remember, because Bayley never wrestled at WrestleMania. That was when Belair became the champ. So this is their first match as champ and feud. But, I called Belair to win, so I was right.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, we both did.
But, they didn't use the cell. It was pretty much just a regular SmackDown match, but in the cell. And I'm sorry, but the taped together kendo sticks are just not doing it for me. When she first tried it, she couldn't get it to work, and this time she pre-taped them. It's like, oh, she's smart. It's like, I guess so. And then they throw them through it, and really, the tape is what gives, and that's what they go through. It doesn't. I don't get it. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm cynical. It's just me. But the match overall was just a very boring match. But the finish was actually pretty fucking cool, which was Belair, I think, did her finish, but she opened the ladder, laid the ladder on the ground, and then opened it, and did the finish on the open ladder in that regard. And that was just cool looking, so give them props for that, but that's how she won the match, and okay, cool. Then, do you have the match card up? I can't remember.
Yes, next it was Cesaro and Seth Rollins.
That match was fine. It was fine if we were watching Raw or SmackDown. I think they're on SmackDown. It was fine for that, but for a pay-per-view, it was just, it wasn't as good as their WrestleMania match. That's as nice as I could put it. It was just sort of, I've seen this, okay? That's it. And, I still love seeing the Cesaro Giant Swing, so that was cool as fuck. But, the match, whatever, they did it right in the sense of keeping Cesaro looking strong with just a quick roll-up win from Seth Rollins rather than, a true I beat Cesaro as a shiesty win. So it worked in that regard. And I called that when I said Rollins would win.
Mm-hmm.
Then,
next
it was
the worst match of the night.
Yes. It was Bliss and Baszler. It was super fucking boring. Alexa pretty much did absolutely fucking nothing but make faces and laughed a lot. And then did a weird, I'm controlling Nia Jax, and made her scream and slap Reginald. And then, sort of won the match and did a Twisted Bliss. I was expecting more. I think what it really needed was to sell the supernatural gimmick rather than just that. Maybe do the Randy Orton, make her fucking bleed and beat the dog shit out of her. Make her powerful or something. But she just got her ass kicked and then somehow won. I don't get it.
I don't
think
know what
that's
the
my
end game
issue
is.
with that. I don't get it.
It's why I kind of after the whole turn on Bray Wyatt and whatnot with it, I was kind of confused, and then it's as soon as they get Bray just right where you need him to be, they fuck it up. You know what I mean?
They don't know how to work with Bray Wyatt.
Well,
It makes no sense. He's so over it no matter what he does, and it's are you blatantly trying to bury this guy who's just one of the most talented guys on your roster? He's so talented he could get a supernatural gimmick over like The Undertaker and make it believable to some sort. It's not believable, but it's you're holy shit, I can feel this. You know what I mean? It's not many people are able to pull that shit off. And Bray is one of those guys. He's just that charismatic and loves what he does and is super good at what he does. And they just continually, just shit on him. And I hate it. And I like Alexa Bliss. I always liked watching her matches, but I don't really like what they've done with her now. And I like dark shit. I'm a metal guy.
Yeah, exactly. And
I like the
that's
dark stuff. And at first I was intrigued, but now I'm kind of and I just see bits and pieces. I don't watch the show.
That's where I'm trying to get to is at WrestleMania, she cost the Fiend his match with a cool supernatural black bloody crown thing, and I was like, oh shit! So it's like Pokemon. She has now evolved to the next form of this Alexa Bliss evil character.
Right.
But now here we are, and it's back to square one. Evolve it. Do something that makes like her supernatural character like truly powerful to an extent.
Right, because it looked powerful at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And then what have they done?
Piss poor mind control on Nia Jax.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna try and injure someone with Nia Jax, you don't need to fucking take
You don't need magic. Magic would make a match of hers look good.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Then it was the Kevin Owens and I called that match. I said Alexa Bliss would win.
Yeah, we both said Bliss.
And then it was Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and it literally felt like they were just running through the motions. Now, granted, I don't know for sure because either Kevin Owens is the best seller in the business now, or he literally injured his arm.
Well, apparently, like the big story arc thing is he took like, because I'm looking at the CBS thing and they break it down bit by bit with some ties in to the other stuff. It says Owens' arm still affected by the Nigerian nail of Commander Aziz.
Yeah, but they did like some stuff where he was talking to the ref after the match, and it kind of seemed more like he was truly injured. But again, they could have just got me. But I hope he's not injured personally. I hope it is story. So, so props to Kevin Owens for selling that, but it honestly felt like they were just going through the motions.
Yeah, and honestly, those two
it's been 12 years now. It's like 12 years of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. From the Indies to NXT to now. It's like, oh, we don't have a match? Just throw Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn together.
Right.
Because it's a guaranteed decent match no matter what.
Yeah.
It's just, we've seen it.
Yeah, and that's my issue with that match. But the match overall, it was fine because I do like both wrestlers. I love Sami Zayn, even if he looks like a homeless man who's going to be trying to get money from you on the side outside of the courthouse. But regardless, whatever. And then I was just like, well, I'm kind of bored. And if it says anything, I went and started playing Outriders on Xbox. And if you follow anything about Outriders, that's a problem in itself.
I know what you're talking about. Yes, indeed. Well, honestly, you didn't really miss much because next was the Rhea Ripley and Charlotte match. And so what do? They give Charlotte a win.
And I read that shit. It's like, are they turning Rhea Hill and Charlotte face? Or are they trying to work that shit? Because, it seems like it. Oh, she got herself disqualified to keep her belt. It's like, that's not a face tactic. She's, I feel like, the face of this feud. So I don't get it. I don't understand it.
It's Charlotte and it's WWE. What are they going to do? They're always going to want to put her in some big, spot.
Yeah.
No matter what. And I know some people here are not fans of Charlotte. I'm not the biggest fan of Charlotte, but I think she's. I enjoy her matches. If
I'll give her credit for being talented. I will, but I don't think she's good enough to have all of these fucking title opportunities that she gets.
Well,
I think that's all name value.
That's all from her father's legacy. Is why she has all that. That's basically what it is. That's basically what her gimmick is.
Yeah.
But but for whatever reason, Vince loves her. He puts her in a lot of spot, just so many crazy shit, like the whole Asuka thing at WrestleMania a while back. I was pretty upset about that.
I'll take Asuka over Flair anytime.
Any day. And Ric Flair's my favorite wrestler of all time, ever since I was a kid. But I'll take Asuka over his daughter any day. Hands down.
Yep. And then what's funny is one of the matches that we predicted on, and I believe we both said Ripley was going to get the win. She just got it in a real fucked up way.
Well, she technically got the loss, but she kept her belt. So, in a real prediction sense, we were wrong.
Yeah, I'm going to still say she got the win because if it wasn't planned and it had been like real, like on the fly doing something as if it were a real event, she played it smart and she did get the win in the upper hand by disqualifying herself. But yes, we were wrong, but I'm going to say we were right because Rhea didn't lose her belt to Charlotte. But yeah, we totally, Charlotte won. Yeah. But the big thing, the Mysterio and Reigns match was on goddamn SmackDown.
Yeah, they moved it to SmackDown, and just saying, called it.
Yeah, we were right. I mean, there's no way we weren't, but it was on fucking SmackDown. It was a Hell in a Cell match on SmackDown. How much more could you shit on your own pay-per-view by taking a match off of it with the gimmick?
Right.
Yes, to mean time to still put Roman on last.
Ah, fuck Roman. I mean, he's the best character's ever been, but fuck him. He still bores me to tears.
His promo skills, God.
They're getting better, but they still fucking suck. And just like Grayson says, if he stopped trying to have sex with everyone with his words,
yeah, he's not a salacious Randy Savage.
No.
They're like, oh, I'm the head of the table. Oh, call me the tribal chief. It's like,
yeah, but honestly, it seems to be working. I much prefer him as a heel. I like it better. It works better as a heel. It finally is working, and I think overall the fans are finally not, turning on him like they used to.
Oh, but yeah, yeah. There are far fewer boos when he comes out.
Oh, I agree, 100%. Like, having a heel Roman is fantastic, in my opinion, but I feel like they're going to turn him face too soon.
Oh, that would just suck so bad.
Because, like, from what I hear, SummerSlam is John Cena. And then Brock Lesnar maybe shows up after that, probably for Bobby Lashley, not Reigns. But from what I hear, it's going to be John Cena's going to show up at fucking SummerSlam, and he's going to finally go heel. So, who's the face? Well, if he's going after Roman, Roman's going to turn face. And then we're back to square one. Just let him be heel for like 2 or 3 years, and then do it. But that is pure speculation. I'm probably
100%. And all three of those names you just mentioned, right there in a row, are people that I never want to see wrestle.
Well, it's been a while for Cena. I can live with seeing Cena again.
Yeah,
but you can't see him.
Never a big fan, so.
Because I wasn't a big fan of Cena, obviously, whenever he, when he left, I could really care less.
Right.
But, he's been gone for long enough, distance makes the heart grow fonder, right? Maybe maybe I don't know what I got till it's gone.
Absence made the heart stay the fucking same for me. And Brock Lesnar's absence made things more tolerable. But
I can't give a shit if I ever see Brock Lesnar ever again.
Oh, I could not give a fuck about Brock Lesnar. Like, I thought it was cool as shit when he first came back and it was versus Cena and he just manhandled Cena. I was like, oh, hell yeah, this is sick. And then it was just like everything after that has been the exact same shit. And now that's all I expect, and I'm always let down.
But you're never wrong.
This is true. I'm not.
The last thing Brock did well was winning the fucking title in New Japan.
Yeah.
Wow.
And how fucking long ago was that?
A long time ago.
WWE has such a huge roster. I want to see those people do something.
Mm-hmm. Let's see all these fucking.
I still stand by the fact that Dana Brooke should be a lot bigger than she is.
Yeah.
Dana's putting in work, and it's sad to see what they do with her sometimes, because I think she works really hard, and which I haven't seen anything they've done with her lately, but it just always seemed like, man, she was the one they'd shit on really quick or give her some shitty scenario. But yeah, I'm a Dana Brooke fan.
I mean, I feel like she hits all their boxes. I'm surprised. She's fit as fuck. She's not bad in the ring, and she posts salacious pictures that get people interested.
Right.
So
the trifecta.
She hit your check boxes when it comes to the average male wrestling fan. You know, key point there, everyone. Average male wrestling fan.
And some female wrestling fans.
And some female wrestling fans. Yes, I can't discriminate. That is true. So I mean
let's just say she ticks the boxes that you would expect. She's got skill. She's got sex appeal, and she makes it work.
Right.
I'm cool with it.
And she's a trooper. You know what I mean? Like, she's took so much abuse, yet at the same time, doesn't seem like she's complained about it. You know what I mean?
No. The big thing with WWE for me is, like, they really need to showcase some of these fucking indie talents that they poached.
Right.
Because that's all it was. It's fucking poaching. And then never using them. Like, honestly, half the time they only use them as fucking background filler talent. Like, that are just there for, like, bullshit run-ins backstage. They're just extras.
Right.
And it's a goddamn shame. The only place where half the indie people get any sort of fucking good rub at all is NXT. Which 100% is the only good WWE product that's coming out right now.
Well, if you want to see wrestling, or it's exciting wrestling.
Exactly. And like we said last week, Samoa Joe coming back and being Regal's enforcer is goddamn great.
Oh yeah, that was such a sad loss for me. I was like, man, how can you have Samoa Joe this long, and how is that not the guy you're building up to face Brock Lesnar? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like that would have been a great storyline. You can't tell me they couldn't have made something great between Joe and Brock. That would have worked. I mean, what did he get to work him in, like one 3-way match? I'm trying to remember.
I think so.
And that was it. It was like, man, this would be perfect. And they dropped the ball. They always drop the ball with Joe, or Joe gets hurt.
Mostly it's that second one. Joe gets hurt.
Right. But Joe's older. Joe's done a lot already. Joe, WWE didn't get him until like basically way later than they should have.
Yeah,
like AJ Styles. AJ's still doing good though, but I mean, really and truly, if they'd have got AJ early, they would have messed it up. But
if they had gotten AJ before he went to New Japan, it would have fucked up his entire trajectory.
Oh yeah, for sure. But it does kind of suck for somebody so super talented to not get to that level until like their 40s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's sad to me. Like, it's like Vince McMahon had no idea. Like at first he thought AJ was so small. Now he views him as a commodity for his.
Vince's idea of what makes a good wrestler is so stuck in the fucking past. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, the big guys, they can be really big draws and they can be good, but you got to realize that the mid-size, the smaller wrestlers are going to get you more bang for your buck now, and they're not going they have a whole different risk to injury ratio because of the type of shit they can do.
Right.
But I don't think they get injured anywhere near as much as a very lacking in agility big man.
Right. I mean, but big men are not like they used to be. I mean, take like an Apollo Crews, or take like the Machine. Brian Cage. I mean, Brian is so impressive for a guy his size. But a part of me is just like, man, they're going to pay for this later in life. Their joints are really going to give way later in life because of all that mass and being able to do that acrobatic stuff. You know, but you know, that's where we've got to in pro wrestling anymore.
Uh-huh.
You know.
Yep.
So,
well, let's go ahead real quick because this seems like a good segue since we're talking about big dudes. Let's talk about the main event from Hell in a Cell: Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. And Grayson, you and I believe we called it yet again.
Yeah, I think we chose Lashley.
Yep, Lashley won. And via CBS, they rated this as the best match of the night with an A-.
An A-.
Uh-huh. An A-.
Not an A.
Yep, A-. Apparently it was just a good violent match between a couple of big bruisers. And this is the part that I don't agree with. They said it was a nice and refreshing edition of Hell in a Cell that didn't require a big bump from the top or the side of the cage. Then why the fuck have the cage?
Right.
The cage there, you got to take a bump on it.
Well, I mean, use the gimmick. Use the gimmick.
Yeah.
You know, it's that simple. Why even have the gimmick? You know, makes no sense.
Yeah, their ratings for the night. That one was an A-. Flair and Ripley was a B+. Zayn and Owens was a B+. Bliss and Baszler was a D. Seth and Cesaro was a B.
Huh.
Belair and Bayley was a B+. Mandy Rose and Natalya was a B-. That's how they kind of rated everything. So if you were to average all of that together, it sounds like the show would have averaged about a B-.
Right.
Just because of the Bliss and Baszler match dropping everything down being a D. And honestly, that's the first time I've seen a rating that low looking at these fucking CBS match card ratings.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was surprised to see that. I was like, holy shit, that's fucking low. But, goddamn. Part of me's like, there's a couple of those matches I need to go back and watch. There are. But overall, I was just like, after seeing this and hearing all the spoilers and everything, I'm just like, man, that Hell in a Cell was a fucking letdown. I was quasi-hyped for it, but,
I hadn't really watched any highlights from it. The only thing I really knew that happened was how the main event ended.
Yep.
That was about it. So, I don't know, man. I can't make myself get through a WWE product. I really can't. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of guys I really respect there. I like watching their work, but I just get tired of bad storylines and just shit that don't make sense. It's like just run-of-the-mill kind of matches. You know what I mean?
Agreed. I know there's a lot of people that give AEW shit for the same thing.
Right? I mean
they're both shit in the bed at times.
At least they let their workers be workers. You know what I mean?
At least they don't over-script.
Yeah, that's so bad. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I will say this. They do need to script a little bit. Just a smidge. At least, like, some outlines for a few people who aren't so great on the mic.
Right.
Don't let them have full reign at whatever they're going to say because they fucking suck at it. At least give them an outline so that they can build off of these points that they need to make and not get lost in the weeds.
Agreed.
Because there's a few guys that when they start talking, I'm like, okay, you lost the thread.
Right.
It's gone. But it's not like WWE where it's just like, I can tell that some dipshit wrote this because the way it's worded doesn't work for you.
Or it's like everything has such a cadence to it. Like as soon as Roman Reigns talks, he has this cadence, and it's like just this boring cadence to his voice the minute he starts talking, and it feels like he rehearsed that, but he's still not good at delivery. But he's got it memorized. You know what I mean? Like, that's how he comes off. Like, I really memorized this, but I'm not giving you any real emotion with what I'm saying.
I memorized my lines, coach.
Yeah. But that's how most, not just him, but most of those promos, that's how they come off to me when I hear them now.
When WWE quit letting the performers like actually cut legit promos, right, they really took everyone out at the knees.
Yeah, I mean, where would Stone Cold Steve Austin be if?
God damn, if Stone Cold was scripted, the Attitude Era would have died before it even got started.
Exactly, or The Rock.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, part of me is just like, okay, cool. I'm glad there's some like PC shit in the world to keep people from saying fucked up stuff and pissing everyone in the world off. But sometimes you gotta, like, for someone to really get some heat, you gotta take one for the team and let them say something fucked up.
Right.
Everywhere once in a while. I mean, if it's super fucked up, cut that shit and have them say something else that's a little less fucked up. But, you know, they need to be able to, I'm not going to say put their foot in their mouth, because that gives the wrong image.
Right.
But they need to be able to say something off color.
Yeah. Well, they humanize it. I mean, honestly.
Bucks against the system.
Yeah.
Sadly, with the tie-in with NBC now, this new, I'm going to honestly say it's like a return to the PG era. It's going to be rough.
Oh, they've already removed so much content.
Like, I mean, not everything's in there yet, but NBC's definitely, like, taken the trimmers and started cutting out the less than savory bits.
Oh, yeah.
From the back catalog. And that was one of the worst things they could have done.
Oh, yeah.
It really was. Like, when they made the original announcement, I know when Grayson mentioned it way back, what was that, before Mania, Grayson?
Yeah. Their first pay-per-view was Backlash, I think, which was the one before WrestleMania.
Yeah, I can't remember what was before Mania anyway, but was it Fastlane?
Yeah, that was it, Fastlane.
Okay. But the way it sounded to me when you described it was, and this would have been the better way to do it, it was like, okay, you already pay for the network? Well, here, you get Peacock for free, but you get the network, and the network does all their shit. So what it was is, we're closing down the fucking network completely, and Peacock's going to pick up all this shit.
Unless you're overseas. Overseas still gets the network.
Yeah. So, like, for the American audience, it's like, we're going to lobotomize the history of the WWE.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm tempted to fucking, like, cancel Peacock, because I don't really use it except for the pay-per-views, and just use my VPN and...
Alright, so, now, the big part, like we said earlier on, transitioning back, we didn't have a whole lot to talk about. There was pretty much just Dynamite and Hell in a Cell. I don't think anyone's got any big pay-per-views coming up. Big things to say. I know Weatherman's still providing information, even though he's not doing too much on the air stuff with us anymore. He shared pictures from the ticket companies for the AEW ticket sales for their shows coming up right now. The first of their road shows, the one in Miami, looks like nothing is fucking sold. It looked so bad.
Whose is?
AEW's first road show, the one in Miami.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I saw the map of available seats. Like, there might be one section on the right where everything is sold. The rest of the arena was all blue available seating. And I was just like, the only thing I could say in defense of AEW was, it's fucking Miami. Most people are ready to go out and fucking drink and do coke, not go to a wrestling show.
Right.
Wearing like fucking bright silk fucking button-ups.
Yeah, I mean, I like Miami is a place that I would never expect a wrestling show to go over.
Miami, Manila, yummy.
Oh God.
We
give me
got
what it
bad
is,
that
all.
Arnold
In the
is
past.
conversation right now. You know.
Someone's got to fucking bring a real 1998 Will Smith reference. Might have been 99, but
I mean,
someone's got to do it.
Someone had
If
to.
you're doing something on the West Coast, we could have gone Wild Wild West, but they're not. The show for Charlotte, actually, the ticket sales looked pretty good in regard to the seating map. There was not much blue there at all.
Huh.
And then the show after that also looked pretty good. So, in the grand scheme of things, not bad. But that first road show, unless things change real fast and people are just waiting until the last minute to buy them up, that Miami one's not going to look good.
Wow.
But other things in regards to their live shows, their big announcement as of the past week or so was them getting that show for up in Queens in New York, the first ever wrestling show being held at that arena, apparently.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, they're nudging into the true WWE home territory, going into New York City proper, heading the borough of Queens.
You got to give it to them. They got to try.
Oh yeah. I mean, the one upshot AEW has is they've got a damn near bottomless pocketbook, because the hardest thing for most people to understand is how much fucking money these billionaires have, and most of what it costs for them to run this shit's a drop in the bucket.
Right.
Like, Tony Khan's not losing his ass right now.
No, I mean, I read an article about his dad thinking it was a bad investment, but he gave him the money anyway, and he turned a profit. So it's like, he wasn't complaining.
No. The Khan family can fucking do what they need to with AEW. AEW is not hurting for cash, even though some people are like, oh my God, how are they going to afford to do this? Tony Khan kept everyone fucking paid through an entire pandemic when they could barely do shows.
Right.
And they're still more or less making fucking money.
Yep.
If that says anything...
Gotta hand it to him. You know?
Yeah. If that says anything, it's just... the Khan's pocketbook is that sort of deep.
They also sure shit didn't fire a bunch of people.
Exactly. They kept their people up, and they even brought more people in under like temp status jobs to keep the business afloat outside of their main like core talent pool.
For sure.
They kept the indies afloat too, where they could. So all things considered is, one, I'll support AEW as much as I can, just because that gesture of good faith to the wrestling world alone makes it worthwhile. And two, I'm excited to go see him in Charlotte.
Yeah, I'm going to miss that show. I really kind of wanted to go, but I couldn't swing it. But I did see them the last time they were in Charlotte. It was great time.
I haven't seen it since the debut Dynamite. I was at that, and so this will be my first one since then.
Cool.
Haven't been to an AEW-esque show since All Out.
Before
they were even AEW.
Right.
Yeah, so it'll be a good time. It'll be me and you catching that shit, and so we'll try and do what we can. Make it a good time. Take a lot of pictures. Have just record a follow-up episode of the show. It was just us talking about that. It'll be worthwhile. Chapel.
Yes, sir.
Anything you want to talk about since you've got your big time, fun time, return from semi-quasi-retirement round 11?
Well,
this
I mean,
weekend.
I haven't wrestled since November of 2019. Usually I take around Christmas off, and then like nobody had anything going on, and in my circles till like close to March, and then or the end of March, and then everything started happening.
Yep.
And so pandemic hit. I had my last match that I wrestled was setting up for basically what might be my actual retirement match, and then the pandemic hit. So I hadn't done anything. I've been working on music mainly, and then all of a sudden, finally getting a wrestling show at Elkin, and I was like, well, I've got to be there if it's going to be at Elkin, and it's for North Wilkesboro Extreme Wrestling. They're actually booking the show at Elkin. They're NEW. I'm not sure everybody on the roster who's going to be there, but I know he usually has some of the $5 wrestlers there. Little Donnie, I know, will be there. So if anybody's familiar with Little Donnie, definitely give that guy a search. Shout out to Little Donnie. I love you, guy.
Pick up Little Donnie.
Yeah. But anyways, it'll be an outside show at Badcock Furniture in Elkin on this Saturday, the 26th. It's a free show, but they'll be asking for donations for. There was a couple of cops in Boone who got killed during a welfare check of some sort, and they're asking for donations, I guess, for that. And hopefully it'll be a good time. It'll be the first time I've wrestled in over a year, so I got to knock the rust off somehow.
Yep, better get there early. Start taking some fun bumps.
Right.
Just go in there and just start doing back
gotta
flops
loosen up a little bit.
Shit out.
Yeah, definitely got to loosen up a little bit, but it should be fun. It'll be hot. I know that, and also they do advise bring your own chair if you want to sit down, because there will be no chairs. It's just like they're going to have a ring out in the parking lot, basically. So
hopefully they level that bitch out.
Is there going to be refreshments?
I honestly don't know.
It's bring your own chair. It's BYOC and BYOE.
Because as long as someone has a cooler with $1 beers, I will be there.
Just bring a cooler of beer, man.
Yeah, just bring a cooler of beer so I can drink while I'm there. Shit, I'll bring my own 12-pack, whatever. I'll bring my own kendo stick. Bring my own metal chair. And then I'll bring a plastic replica belt you can use. Maybe I'll buy some Legos so you can just throw them in the ring and have a Lego deathmatch.
Oh, he's just the reimagined version of Sandman. So
exactly. Just no cigarettes.
No cigarette. Yeah, no cigarette. He's PC Sandman.
Listen here, you poop head.
Oh man!
Don't drink and smoke. If you drink and smoke, I'll hit you with my stick.
Oh no, he went from Sandman to Salacious Savage.
Ooh, real quick.
Oh, yeah. Take a look at my kendo stick. Oh, yeah, long and hard.
You can feel it all the way to the top.
Good stuff. Good stuff. But yeah,
be a man, Hogan. No.
Yeah. Fuck. So, I'm gun shy now. I was waiting to get interrupted again. It's gonna happen now that I mentioned it. But anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I set it up. So, all 6 of our regular listeners, maybe a dozen around the world, if you happen to be in Western North Carolina, you can make it out this weekend to see some local wrestling. I'm not even going to say that it would be no, it definitely wouldn't be mud show wrestling. Someone would call it that. I'm sure Jim Cornette.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Jim Cornette. By Jim Cornette standards, probably. I don't know. But I mean, hey, on these so-called mud shows, I've worked with a lot of top talent over the years. Or got to see a lot of top talent. So this same company I worked on. I worked Caleb Conley on it with this company.
I don't know. That's Caleb with a K. Working on Impact right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it just depends. You get what you get with independent wrestling. You know what I mean? We're out here to entertain, and no matter what. So
it's either going to be knocked out of the park, and you're going to be like, holy shit, that was good, or it's going to be, holy fuck, that was bad, but damn, was it not fun.
Yeah. I mean, you're with what you get with modern day wrestling. I mean, the experience live is always a fun experience. Exactly.
I haven't been to a live, small-time local show in who knows how long, so I'm excited about this weekend. And plus, I'll get to see Chapel wrestle.
That's right.
Me and Grayson, we'll just get really fucking drunk before the show, and we'll run in and ruin it.
Right. It's supposed to post-run in.
Oh, my God. But yeah, definitely give it a check out. I'm excited to see Chapel wrestle. I've seen plenty of videos. If only we had an iPad, we'd definitely get John there live via satellite.
Yeah, that would be great. I miss you, John.
Oh yeah, Mr. Boy. We tried to get your brother from another mother on here, but he had to catch that last Raw Thunderdome. So.
Oh yeah.
See? That, and he was super stoked. He got one of those. He got one of the legit replica WWE title belts for Father's Day.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
And he's been wearing that. So he said,
just everywhere. He just wears it everywhere.
Pretty much, yeah.
He's probably going to be wearing that during his Thunderdome appearance. So
right.
Yep, good times all around. Good times all around.
Oh, yeah.
But with that, anything else for the good of the audience, the good of the group?
No, I think that's it, man. I mean, unless anyone else wants to go over something.
Not really.
I can't think of
we
anything.
touched on pretty much a lot of things I've been wanting to talk about.
Yeah, I think we've hit things on the head. The upshot is, even with it was evenly being light, we had a nice bit of a conversation about everything. Everything was able to fill in nicely. We didn't need a whole bunch of topics because we were fill in on the small topics we did have.
Oh yeah,
I think it worked out well.
I mean, honestly, I always want to say thank you. I appreciate every time you've had me on this podcast. It's always been a blast.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate you let me vent my frustrations.
Anytime. We vent them on a weekly basis. You're allowed to come on whenever you want and vent yours because you build them up a little longer than we do.
Right.
And then you get to come in and make fun of Falcon because he does all.
Oh, yeah. And I've had so much fun, I hadn't even thought about that sorry asshole. How I should be talking shit about him this whole time. And how he's probably going to edit all this out because, he can't take this strike to his ego, anybody talking shit about him. So.
Well, on that note, because he can't cut it out, this weekend, it's going to happen. Post to Post is going to win.
Oh, Post to Post versus Santa Polar. I'm very excited about this video game kind of rivalry we will be having.
I know. For anyone that remembers the earlier times, we mentioned Gamageddon back around the Christmas holiday, and, well, we decided to scrap that one and call that a test run. The official Gamageddon, as I have dubbed it now, Gamageddon 1 Redo. AUX. Redo. Happens this weekend as well. same day as Chapel's Super Happy Fun Time wrestling event. Right after that, we're going to ATP headquarters. We're going to bring the heat.
Yeah,
Don't forget ass.
Bring it. I'm down. I am down.
We're going
I'm ready to go, brother. I want you to bring thunder. I want you to bring everything you got. Because, you know,
I'm going to bring the fucking silent H and whoop to your ass.
We'll see if the cream rises to the top.
As long as there's no Mario, you might have a chance. now that we figured out their game mode issue. That was embarrassing.
You'll never let them put that one down.
Falcon has talked about that. So I think that happened. Did that happen after I left? Because I came over for my lunch. And got
What'd
to
he say? I want to hear this. He's like, yeah, we beat him, but he showed us up right after.
Right.
We're like, oh, he wasn't just talking shit. He was legit. We had the TV set on the wrong mode.
This will be fun.
Oh, it's going to be a fucking blast, and you'll get to be there for longer. Hopefully, it'll be another one of those times where we order way too much shitty food and drink a whole lot of cheap beer. And
hey, now, Pizza Hut is better than shitty.
I'm saying shitty is in unhealthy, not shitty is in bad.
Stand by my statement. Pizza Hut is the epitome of healthy food. You get all the major food groups. You get your vegetables and the tomato. You get your grains and the crust. You get your dairy and the cheese. You get your protein and the meat. And then you get your sugar because it's definitely got some in there. You got it all.
You're not wrong.
Pizza is
and you get
the
your
most
group
healthiest food known to man. Okay? Pizza is the healthiest food based on meeting all food pyramid requirements.
So says anyone who grew up on Ninja Turtles. So
yes, exactly. It's going to be a damn good time. Grayson and I, we're going to come in with our vests on and our title belts slung over our shoulders. We're going to
You did bring your belt?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good. Last time we did, and he didn't bring it, and then I forgot mine too.
I remember that.
And we do have a title belt now for this event. So, we just need to, we probably do need to,
some sort of modification for it to make it.
Yeah, if you ever get a chance, possibly do a 3D printer job on it or something.
Yeah, if I can find a way to do it, I'll see what I can do. But, for Chapel's enjoyment, Grayson and I both have replica New Japan heavyweight title belts, or tag belts, heavyweight tag belts. And so, yeah, we bought them just for All In, and we got a lot of Bullet Club members' signatures on there, the GOD, Haku.
That's badass.
Yeah, but we've got those, so we're going to roll in with those and do our best heel Young Buck strut into the room.
We'll definitely have to have a photo op if they put that strap on me.
Yeah, exactly. We'll walk in with straps and we'll be like, yeah, a boy.
It'll be like Kenny Omega all over again, nothing but gold.
Right. I haven't been there. I'm
the NJPW tag champ by myself.
I'm Yokozuna, bitches.
Right.
But yes, to bring it back around, keep your eyes out, everybody, because that will be showing up. Once it shows up via the And the Polar setup, we'll also get a video link put up on the post-to-post page, so you'll be able to watch it there. Or if you're following And the Polar, as we have been trying to get you to do for a couple years now, you can watch it that way as well. But we're going to have it up on both venues as soon as humanly possible. All right. Well, with that, everybody, it's been another wonderful episode of Post to Post. Thanks for tuning in. We'd like to thank our special, all-the-time Legends contract member guest, the Carolina Bad Boy Chapel.
Thank you.
For joining me this evening.
I appreciate all of this. I always appreciate your time.
Oh, yeah. We appreciate you coming in because it's always a good time. Always. You have insight that we forget about. And we'll also gratuitously thank ourselves because the Brothers of Discussion are good at what we do. It is what it is.
It is what it is. I like that.
Yeah. So listen. Big thanks to us for being us and bringing this show to you.
You're welcome.
And finally, yes, you are very welcome. And finally, thank you, if you didn't catch it earlier when I slid it in super subtle, thank you to Falcon and the Polar for keeping our shit sounding hot and fresh every week. From the goodness of their heart. Enjoy, everyone. Thanks for listening. And with that, this is the Brothers of Discussion. Myself, Will, and Grayson, the Carolina Bad Boy, bidding you adieu. Good night. Have a good one. See you next week.
Good night, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Dr. Nick.